Okay, guys, I am back to work a little bit more on these cinch journals, like using up the scraps and stuff. And there was some questions from yesterday. And so this is like the scrap work of or like the scraps left over. So yeah. So I'm gonna try. We had a couple of different questions. So I'm just gonna show you what I did with these. Remember, if it's directional, go ahead and place them right sides together, but in the same direction. Okay. So these measure 3.5 by 5. And so I pulled out the number 7 peg here. And then and somebody said that the handle was kind of getting in the way. So maybe if we shift a little bit and I try to do it from the side, maybe that might be a little bit better. I'm not sure. So we'll see what this gets us. And then we'll see how well I'm able to work through that. Sorry, jiggly again. So see, it still has the edges here. And then somebody asked, apologize, I can't remember exactly who at this very second asked me about the other one. Asked me about if your cover is bigger than the piece you're working, or if the cover is bigger than the pieces, how do you figure that out? Well, I'm not really for sure, but let's like dig into it and we'll see if we can get that figured out together. It might take us several tries, but yeah, what I normally do and what I suggest doing is always using like scrap pieces that are approximately, at least the height of your project. It doesn't necessarily have to be like the width, right? Because we're not really working with width. Yeah, that would be my suggestion, is to do it that way, is to work with it that length, and then a piece of paper that's like, or a piece of scrap that's the width of what your the project you're working on. If that makes any sense. Maybe not. I'll go ahead and show you what I'm thinking here in just a minute. Yeah, so I hope you guys are all doing well. When you guys see this, I will be at the dentist office. Ugh. But it's got to be done, right? Not really happy about it. Neither are the kids. I mean, I don't know. The dentist is like my least favorite place to be in the world. It ranks right up there with dishes and laundry in my book. Okay, so go ahead and press it on this side and we'll see what we get. Hopefully it'll work out right. All right, and so we are almost all done with the scraps. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it this direction, and hopefully, let me check the camera and make sure the handle isn't the only thing you're seeing. No, it looks like I got it kind of out of frame. Okay, so these are the 1.5 inch pieces. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm just doing scrap work now. So let's get our cover out. And it is directional, so let's figure that out. Okay, so that, I'm gonna flip it this way. Once you start really using your cinch machine, if you have one, you'll need to figure out a system, like a repetition for me works best. So if I'm gonna do all like a directional, here I do it all facing this way on the machine always. So like that'll help you when you're doing directionals and like when you're making a lot of them. And it's just one of those habits that if you can get it, like the habit established now, then you don't have to worry about it later. So since it's directional, and I know it's all facing this way, since this is directional, then I know it needs to be loaded in this direction. If that makes any sense. Yeah, I've had a ball making all these little ones. Okay, I'm gonna switch here. And again, this is the little counter thing, so I'm gonna have to go up. And I found with my machine, let me hold it up here a little bit. This little teardrop is where you want to be on it. But I have found with mine, the right size is usually the click just smaller than it. So I'm going to go back one, and then it seems to cinch it all right. I cut that off. I'm going to go ahead and trim that while I'm at it. And I'm by no means an expert at this whole cinch machine thing, guys. I'm still kind of figuring it out like everybody else. Emily over at Emma Frema's Treasures, she has a pretty good cinch video. And that's honestly where I've learned a lot of my technique. Okay, so I'm going to make sure first I'm going to make sure it's right side. First. Yeah, sometimes I don't get it the first time and I have to kind of adjust them a little bit, but that looks like it's going to stay closed. So yeah, that's what that one looks like. Pretty cute, huh? So you can write on it in this direction, and then in this one, do it however you'd like. And then these ones are, I kind of broke it up because I had extra of these. So yeah, so I just kind of mixed it up, kind of put them in different orders there. Okay, so let's go. So I need to do a couple of things, and I'm hoping to get them accomplished in this video. So we'll just see. So let's go ahead and take this out so I'm not dumping them all over the desk. Okay, so working on, I'm going to go ahead and turn it in this direction, check to see if we are, the handle isn't all what you're seeing, and it is. Okay, maybe here. Maybe if we try that way, maybe both, like all of us can see it all at once, if that makes any sense. Because I want you to be able to see this portion, this portion. The handle isn't necessarily important, but yeah. All right, so let's do this a couple of different ways. I have this scrap here, which would be coverish, right? Let's see how long this is. It's 9.5 inches, so it's going to be a little bit bigger, but let's go ahead and cut this down. Oops, sorry guys. Let's just tear it down to 9 inches, because that would give us a rough estimate. And we may need to do this several times. Like I said, I haven't done this before. I've always made everything like the same size, but I could see how it would be valuable to do cover bigger than your inside pages. That would, that would work brilliantly too. So, all right, so let's work on this one first. So if we're starting here, we're going to leave all 12 knobs open. Press down. So then we have that right there, right? 12 in a row. And then we're going to scoot this all the way out and slide this. And then somebody did remind me, I don't use it very often, but on these cinch machines, there's a pin here. And I'll show you what it does here in just a second. So you can put a pin lock, and it basically locks your project in place, right? It's not really going to move. Okay, so here at number 7, let's see if I pop it up here. Here at number 7, we can see that it's, if we do that one, it's going to nick the end. Okay, now I want to kind of, you can kind of bring down your pens here and just see. Okay, so 8's going to miss it. 7 would miss it. And I think 6 would be fine. Yep, okay. Okay, so again, this piece right here is 9.5. Yep, it did it just fine. See, we have this right here, and up here at this portion, we have this. So if it's 9.5, you would do one section like this, bring it completely out, lock your pen, and then pull out number 7, okay? Okay, so then what we need to figure out, the question was, if we're doing a 9-inch piece, how would we work that, right? Because it's smaller, and we're having issues working it out. Oh, and the cats are pushing open the door. Okay, so if we, and I'll show you kind of what she's talking about, the whole lining up problem. And I'm thinking I'm going to pull pin 6. I'm going to stamp that down, and so that should be about right, but I'm going to seal that up for a second there. Okay, so when you got the project here, see, you've got to figure out how to divide that line out there. And I would assume that this, tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. And I forgot to put one, apparently one of the, I don't know why that didn't punch, but yeah, I just didn't have, oh, because I forgot to put it back in from the cover. That's okay. Okay, so if this would be fine, right? If you wanted a big gap at the bottom or the top of your project, but more times than not, you're going to want to have it centered like so, right? Okay, so let's work on this. So we'll leave this piece and work on this piece. And I'm going to grab my cutter and just kind of trim it off. And I think for now, I'm going to trim off both sides so we have a little bit of more paper to work with, if that makes sense. Okay, so if we're going to go 9.5, here's my thought first, is that I'm going to go and pull tab 1 and see what I get and see if that works. That's what it would, my brain is just thinking that that might work better, but we'll see. Nope, that's not it. So I think maybe all right, sorry guys, I'm trying to puzzle this out a little bit. Let me move this down a little bit so that handle's not right in the way. Okay, so all of them in. And it's got to have something to do with this ruler, right? Because this is at 0. I would assume that that's what this means. Or center. I'm trying to figure out where it meets. So maybe if we move this 1/4 of an inch to this spot right here, let's see what that gets us. Let's just find out. Nope, that's still off a little bit. Nope. See, we have some really close together there. Oh boy. Yeah, that's way off. That's way off. Okay. All right, let's get a different piece of paper, right? We're gonna need it. What do I have spare hanging around here? I'm just puzzling here to see if maybe it has more to do with the cover than it does the paper. Make sense? Let me grab my spare pieces of paper really quick. I've got, okay, this will work. Let me just, I'm gonna go right over here to my cutter and just cut a few pieces really quick. They don't have to be big or anything, just something I can work with. Okay. We'll do one at 9, and then I'll cut another one and do one at 9.5, and then we'll just see what we can do. Okay, so this is the cover work. So I'm wondering, like I said, if it has more to do with the cover than it does the internal pages. So let's try that. Let's move that 1/4 of an inch, since this is the bigger piece, essentially, right? Okay, so let's move it all the way in. Punch down. Gonna have to be, I need one of the pins to line up. Okay. And let's take pin number 7 out and lift our pen. Okay, so we have equal amounts on this side. Now, let's take our smaller piece here and do it the normal way. Oh, and I'm back to it being right in the face, huh? Sorry, the handle. Nope, I forgot to take that other one, so you guys just have to ignore it, okay? By golly, I think we figured it out. Yep, okay. So it has more to do with the cover. Okay, so let's do this again in slow motion so you guys can see what it is. Okay. All right, so start at the standard, like all pins in, so they'll punch. And then take your ruler here and move it out 1/4 of an inch, right? Because I did, and you'll have to kind of adjust it to whatever size you have. So remember, this piece is 9.5 inches. Okay, so if I move it 1/4 of an inch out this way, it means that it's taking this portion down further. Okay, so start out with your covers first. Punch down. You got to move this out to where your last pin, and then kind of move it back in. So that's what I did, is I clicked the pin. This is one of the last holes here, okay? So I pinned it. Okay, and I'm going to move that back in a little bit so it's pretty firm right there. Okay, then, okay, the handle was back in your way, huh? Okay, so if we punch number 7, it's going to make it all messy, okay? So I'm going to go with 6 here. I'm going to go ahead and punch it. And let's hope that I did that right so that you guys can see that. Okay. Take your pin and lift it. 7 back in, okay? So can you see how it brought that down from the top, okay? Okay, so then this was our 9-inch piece. So if we go all the way to 0, 1 matching up with this line up here, okay? And you're gonna punch it like you normally would. Down, and then you're gonna slide all the way out again. Bring it in here. You can use the pin if you want to lock it. I'm gonna take out pin number 6. Push it back in. Lift up my thing. Slide that back in. Bring this down so you guys can see. Okay. So this is the one we just punched. And then it lines up, and then you've got, can you see, let me see here if we can get, let me get my black ink here so I can tip the edges here so you guys can really see it. So in just a second, I'm going to try to make sense of it for you in like, in case it wasn't clear a second ago. Okay, so now you can see you're lined up edge to edge, and then when you take and put it on your thing, it lines up perfectly, okay? Okay, so without this being, oh, and I just got stays on the thing, oh well. So it's all cover work. So if you are doing, let's say a 9.5 inch cover, but you want your pages to be 9 inches tall, you're going to have to adjust this by 1/4 inch. Okay. And then pay attention to your pegs. Okay. So you're going to, if it was say a 10-inch cover and you had 9-inch pages, then you would move this out a full 1/2 inch. Okay. And then that's going to make this top piece here gap down, because I bet you this is about 1/2 inch. Yep. It's about a 1/2 inch. Okay. Give or take just a little. So you're going to have a taller gap at the top. Okay. Making sense? Okay. So it's this piece right here and the cover work. Okay. Okay. So I guess that, I mean, I'm hoping if for any reason it wasn't understandable, like I didn't explain it the way that you needed explained, then please let me know, and then maybe I'll try to figure out a little bit different way to do it. I'm always happy to do that. All right, so if you'll remember back to my Happy Mail, I got these, and I think I lost some of my little rings. I hope not. If I did, I'll have to try to find some. But those of you that have been with me for a while know that I'm not a jewelry person at all. Like, not ever usually. So you'll have to bear with me on this. But I wanted to kind of finish these up and put their little charms on so that I can get those in boxes for their people. And I'm hoping this works okay, that I don't have to do much more to it than just hook it on. But we'll see. Time will tell, right? Okay. And I hope I did that right. You jewelry makers can tell me whether I did or I didn't. I was hoping to kind of hook it in here and just have it as a free-floating charm. But again, I am not a jewelry maker, so we'll just have to see if this actually works. We'll have to see how it... Oh, I kind of like that. Oh, I kind of do. I kind of like that. It's just kind of a free-floating little charm. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of those while you're with me, just because we're here. Let's see, what other colors do I have? Let's match those first. How about that? That'll help me out. All right, so red, I definitely think I want on that one because there's not a whole lot of green. So we'll do red on this one. How about the gold? Let's do the gold on this one. I was thinking maybe I don't know. Okay, I think I like those. All right, we're going with it. I think they're so stinking cute. And this one I kind of already put the ring on the other day, so I'm going to see if I have another needle nose instead of the round ones. Maybe that would be better. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Oh well. Rounded they are. Oh my goodness, these are so stinking cute, aren't they? Aren't they? My friend Tracy at Newbie Farms made these for me. I know I kind of shared it the other day on an Etsy shop share, but yeah. Oh my gosh, they look adorable. I'm gonna have to send her a picture of those. And she's the one that gave me a bunch of these cinch journal rings. In fact, the only ones I've actually purchased myself are the little white ones, or like the bluish colored ones, like the ones that was just on the last journal. She's given me pretty much the rest of those that she had, so that was fun. Thanks, Tracy. I don't know if you'll even be watching this, but oh my goodness, look at how cute they are. All right, so there is a reason that I'm making these, because we are all supposed to be going on a cruise in March all together. However, Disney has canceled all their cruises in January and February, and we were supposed to go on spring break. So, not really sure what the future holds. Yeah. What am I doing wrong here? Pretty much everything, right? There we go. Like I said, that's one of my 2021 goals, is I would like to work with some jewelry. At least trying to make some charms and that sort of thing. So I don't know that I will actually get anything like that accomplished, but oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I love these. So anyways, with the purpose of these and the little mini journals, well, at first the mini journals didn't really have a purpose. Then I was like, hey, wait a minute, the girls could totally use that for autograph books. Or like quick memory keeping, you know. But then I was thinking these big journals could be like the photo album-y type things, or memory keeper type, whatever they want. And then on Grace's and my journal, if you remember back a couple months ago, Lori from Enchanted Dreams 71 sent me those Disney wallpapers. So I'm going to go ahead and, it's got Tinkerbell, which is one of my favorites. I'm going to go ahead and make mine just a little bit plainer. And then put the Tinkerbell on the front of mine. And I have a fairy charm that my mom got me for my birthday. So I think that's what I'll put on mine up there. Unless Tracy's ordered some different molds, like different character molds. Because I wouldn't say no to a Groot either. I love Groot. Now I'm just talking to talk, right? The weird things you find out about me when working, like just kind of crafting, huh? Okay, when will I learn? It's finger work, not plier work, right? Sometimes. Oh my goodness, these are so stinking cute. Oh, I am in love. There we go. How about that, guys? Aren't those so stinking cute? Oh, I love them. Oh, they look adorable. Okay, and yeah, so then I already gave Grace one of the little journals in cactus, so she doesn't really need one of those. But if she gets really upset, then I'll go ahead and do the other one, but because I still have one left. But I was like, yeah, she's already got like 3 or 4 journals today. All right, guys. I thank you very much for traveling on this journey with me. I'm so glad we could figure out how to make all of that line up for your I should probably look it up to see who asked those questions, but yeah, I had so much fun making these cinch journals, and really it took me about 6 hours to make. See, there's 2, 4 more, so 10 of these and 11 of these in different colors and stuff, because you guys saw the cactus ones. So really 21 journals and 21 cinch journals in 6 hours, give or take a little bit. So yeah, they're a really fun, quick little project. Yeah, so oh, and you know what, there's one other question. Somebody asked me, oh boy. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull my iPad over here, and I'm gonna pull up the YouTube studio so I can kind of answer the question now, because I will forget. Maybe we'll pull it up. It was something about like the different brands. Okay, so Marilyn was the one that was about making the holes. And then Ardith said, hi Dee Dee, is there a reason or any other model option as to why the cinch isn't wider to accommodate the need for more holes? Nonetheless, your instructions were clear and very helpful. Cheers, Ardith. I don't actually know that, Ardith. I don't know if it's just because they wanted it more compact for crafters, maybe. Let me go ahead and pull these up and aside for a second. So I know, because I too shopped around a little bit with different machines. I think ultimately I think the cinch, the bonus you get with the cinch is that it's smaller, because I have seen those other ones that are wider, and so they can get 12, 18 to 24 inches wide, and then they're still like, you know, every bit as wide as the cinch machine, or width and height, if that's how you want to look at it. So that's what I would think, is that would be the difference between like the other paper punchers, basically, spiral makers, to the cinch, is just that they made this compact to fit in smaller places, would be my guess. I will say, I think advantages to having the cinch would be the size, and once you figure it out, it goes pretty quick. And I say that because I've never used a different type of binding machine. The disadvantages, I would think, of the cinch would be that it's not always easy to find the coils, and it's not always easy to find them in the size you need, especially like the 1 inches. I've been on a waiting list for a little while for a couple of different colors, and they just haven't come out, or like they haven't been restocked. So I don't know. I have not had luck getting the correct spirals either. And don't make my mistake. Let me show you what my mistake was. And it was not a very spendy mistake. But definitely don't do a DD and think that you know better. when it's talking about pitch, listen to what it's saying, because now I have this giant box of coils I'm not ever going to be able to use with my cinch. That's going to be like a spring project. I'm going to figure out at what pitch to punch holes at, because I do have some little mini punchers, and I'm going to make a template. But yeah, as you can see, it's not the same pitch. And so it's not going to work in any of the cinch journals, like this puncher. And I thought I knew better, and I thought I understood more than I did. So try not to make my mistake. I honestly, with cinch, I'm not well versed enough in it yet, or I might not ever be, but I will not buy any other coils or any other metal cinch pieces that aren't cinch, that don't go specifically to cinch, because apparently I don't understand that stuff. If somebody else wants to explain it to me, then I would be more than happy to like go with, you know, I don't want to say a generic company, but you know, like with a different one that isn't cinch. I'd be more than happy to do that, especially if I could get it in bulk more. But yeah, I haven't figured that out yet. So yeah. So those are just my advice, opinion. And if you understand it and you can order the right coils, bonus. But if you're like me and don't really understand that whole thing, I would say stick with cinch. Or if you're getting a different binding machine, then I would stick with whatever brand, like whatever coils they have for that machine. That's just my opinion, my advice. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go for the evening. And I needed to tell you, welcome new subscribers. Welcome back returning subscribers. A little late for the video, but yeah, I hope you all are doing well. And I will just see you again in a few days. All right, bye guys.